Between 1933 and 1945, 14 million civilians were deliberately murdered in a stretch of territory between Berlin and Moscow. Timothy Snyder's Bloodlands tells the story of this killing zone where Hitler's Germany and Stalin's Soviet Union turned fertile land into a graveyard. The Bloodlands encompass Poland, Ukraine, Belarus, the Baltic states, and the western edge of Russia. This was where the two most murderous regimes in history overlapped, competed, and collaborated in mass killing. And the vast majority of victims weren't soldiers. They were farmers, teachers, children, entire communities erased from existence. Snyder shatters common assumptions about World War II and the Holocaust. The killing began before the war started. Stalin's forced collectivization and terror famine in Ukraine killed over 3 million people in the early 1930s. Then came Stalin's Great Terror, executing hundreds of thousands he deemed enemies of the state. When Hitler and Stalin signed their pact in 1939, they jointly invaded Poland and divided Eastern Europe between them. What followed was synchronized mass murder. The Soviets executed Polish officers at Katyn. The Germans began their program of ethnic cleansing. Jewish communities that had existed for centuries were systematically destroyed. Then Hitler turned on Stalin. The Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union brought industrial-scale death. The Holocaust reached its peak in the Bloodlands. Jews weren't primarily killed in gas chambers and distant camps, as many imagine. Most were shot at close range in pits and ravines near their homes by mobile killing units. Snyder recovers the individual humanity behind the statistics. These weren't abstract numbers. They were people with names, families, dreams cut short by ideologies that saw human life as expendable in pursuit of utopian visions or racial fantasies. Bloodlands is devastating, but essential. It maps the epicenter of the 20th century's darkness and reminds us that the greatest atrocities happened not at the margins of civilization, but at its heart in the most contested and coveted lands of Europe.